Yeah, great win for us today. Obviously, it's always good to get a win. 50% of the people today didn't that were playing. So in college football, because we don't have ties anymore, so it's huge to always get a win. Great atmosphere. I thank our fans for homecoming. I mean, a great atmosphere again today. They did a fantastic job. I don't know. We played okay. Give them credit. I mean, the UT Martin, I know their kids coming in to play hard. I know their coach. They're coached very well. Very well coached team. And play hard. For us to, I mean, we got to be able to get off the field on defense. Give up 36 minutes in time of possession. 81 plays. Give up. We gave up. They had more first downs than we did. We got to do a better job getting off the field on defense. And then we got to do a better job executing on offense. I thought we really had some poor execution at times today on offense. Pretty clean game. We did no turnovers. We got to start creating some more turnovers. Was it
fumble?
Oh yeah, we did have one. They did. Yeah, we didn't create any turnovers. We haven't created. We've created, I think, 2 turnovers now in 3 games. We got to start creating some more turnovers on the defense side of the ball. We had the fumble. Doesn't have it on these stats. So you guys love stats so much, right there.
We don't make the stats.
No, we had the fumble and the turnover, but that's another game that we've lost the turnover ratio, and those are things you can't do. I mean, I give our guys credit, and we're finding ways to make plays. We're finding a way to win game, even though we're doing a lot of things that you can't do to win games. Losing turnover ratio. Scoring in the red zone. I think we scored down there, but we had to settle for a field goal the one time. You got to get touchdowns while you're down there. All of those things. So, but you know what? We'll take it. We're 9-0. If you ask me what you'd like to be at this time of the season, I'd say 9-0. And you say you'd be 9-0, I'd take it. So we're going to enjoy this win tonight, and then get ready for a big game back into conference play tomorrow.
Questions? We'll get a mic to you. Mike.
After the game, now that I guess it's Alabama week, did you mention anything to the team or say anything about this game?
Absolutely. Big time game this week, I mean, this is what you play for. You're going to be in the middle of November competing for first place in the SEC West, and which is what it's all about, to be competing that way late in the season. That's what you come here for. That's what we want the program to be like, is competing in these big games late in the season.
You talked about being 9-0, best start in school history. You just talk about that.
Is it? Is that the best start in school history?
Yes.
It is? Nobody else? They were 8-0 was the previous best start?
So 8-0
9-0-1. Never won the first.
When did they tie? Did they tie the 10th game?
Third.
No.
Third
Game of the year.
Cool. So it is the best start.
We're on those stats.
It's great. You know what? Proud of our guys. Proud of everybody. In this program. We wanted to build a program that's a consistent winner. I think we've been able to do that. It's selling out the stadium, having great home field advantage, great environment. We will take it. That's awesome. I'm proud of our guys. It's, I guess, a historic win then for us.
Obviously, when you came here, you thought this was possible. But what's it feel like when it is? When it actually happens?
Well, so far it's pretty cool. We're still not where, we still haven't really achieved all that much. We're still, with 3 games to play in conference, we're first place in the West, but there's still a lot of football to be played. So, but you know what? I'm proud of our guys. I mean, this is the type of program that I wanted to build, that we all wanted to build, and we put everything together here. I know. With Scott Strickland and we look at our coaching staff and the type of building the program we wanted to build. This is the type of program that we wanted.
With Josh, I think Justin Malone, Jamie on those, were those kind of just resting those guys, or what was kind of
yeah, Josh said he was sore, so he was cleared to play, but he said he was sore, so he didn't go back in. Jamie it was one of those, we made the decision really last week's game when he was still kind of hobbled. I said, well, we got to get him 100%. They said, well, then we'll shut him down for the whole week, and we expect him to be 100% at practice when we get out to practice this week. So that's a real positive for us. Justin Malone's got the sore foot, so we did the same thing with him, shut him down all week and give those guys a full week of rest to hopefully get healthy.
feels like this season's a lot of benchmarks. You beat LSU, #1 ranking, 9-0 now. Is Alabama another one of those hurdles you have to clear?
Well, I mean, it's definitely going to be a hurdle. I mean, I don't know how the end of the final rankings are going to sort out in the SEC West, but I'd like to just make sure we do our job, win the game, and go win the West, and not back into it or anything like that. So it's obviously a huge hurdle for us to go there and win. I mean, it's for the most part, we have one more home game. We've taken care of business at home this season. We got to, but if you're going to win in this league, you're going to have to win a couple of big road games, and we'll have that one next week for us.
Can you kind of assess the way that Dak played, and on the flip side, the way that Dylan played?
Dylan Favre? Mm-hmm. I thought Dylan Favre played pretty well out there, but you know that. I mean, that's his he's in a big game. He loves that big stage, that big atmosphere. He did when he was here. Loved it. And so you knew you were going to get a great look out of him throughout the course of the game. So I thought he played pretty well for him, and moved the ball while he was in there. Did a good job. I thought Dak played pretty solid. I really do. I think he played pretty solid. He didn't have to make a lot of plays today. Just kind of had to manage the offense and distribute the ball. Made some really good throws. Missed one or two throws in there, but made more than he missed. So I'm pretty pleased with his performance today.
You talked about when guys have their chance to take advantage of it. Do you think that Brandon Holloway and Ashton Jumper seized their opportunity tonight?
They absolutely did. You look, one had 82 yards rushing, the other 70. They both had a touchdown run. Shump averaged 20 yards a carry, Holloway 10. Boy, if I was a smart coach, I would give them more the ball more. Right there. 20 yards a carry right there. That's a pretty good offense. Even cut that in half. That's a first down every time he touches it. No, I thought they did. But we've been talking about that. Guys, the one thing I love with this team, when guys' numbers called, they're ready to go perform. And it doesn't matter the situation, the moment, anything that's going on, they're ready to go perform. Those guys had their numbers called tonight, and they performed very well when that happened.
Looking back, and now that you're through with all the non-conference, how tough was it to keep your guys focused this week and to not really look ahead to Alabama?
I thought we had a very good week of practice. I thought our energy level was good all week at practice. These are young kids, so in the back of their mind what they're thinking, and they're thinking about next week's game. But I thought, I was pleased with our leadership. I don't know that we performed as good as I wanted to tonight, but I thought our leadership was excellent. I never had to step up and say anything about the focus on this game. They did the whole week. They did even today in the locker room. They did at halftime, talking about making the focus on this game and what it's all about, taking care of our business. So I'm pretty pleased with that.
Coach, Jamal Graham's a pretty emotional player, and I know he's had some down moments last couple of weeks. Had a big one tonight.
Yeah, had a touch. I think he's our 11th different player to catch a touchdown pass now. That's pretty cool. That's a lot. 11 different guys to catch touchdowns in one season. That's a lot. So we distribute the ball to a lot of different receivers out there. Receivers that are interested in coming to play for us. He did. It's good to see him make that play. For him, he's a young guy. He's pretty fiery. He's still growing. He got a lot of maturing to do. But I'm happy for him for confidence reasons to go. He caught a punt and he caught a touchdown pass, so that's a pretty good day. He can walk out the door with some confidence.
Which one were you happier about?
No, I'm happy with both. These guys. You see the practice does really good. He's been our punt returner because he's the best guy at practice doing it. And then you get into sometimes game moments and guys learning and learning how to deal with all that stuff and learning how to make plays.
Talked about the guys staying focused on this week for next week. Is it possible to put too much into that Alabama game, especially considering Auburn lost tonight? You can still win the West without beating Alabama. Is it possible to put too much stock into that game and get a little too hyped?
No, they're going to be hyped for that game. Like I said, there's a lot. There's about mathematically probably about 50 different scenarios that can still happen in the SEC West. So one game isn't going to make or break or define the season. That next week's game's not going to decide. Nobody clinches next week. So there's a lot of people still alive in the West. And we're just happy to be in the position we're in right now.
Coach, last time you took an undefeated team to Tuscaloosa, things didn't work out quite as well. How is this team different?
Guess we'll find out next Saturday, won't we? So I don't know. We'll see next Saturday. I mean, this team's found a way to make plays all year long, but I mean, it's a tough place to go play. It's going to be a tough challenge for us, and we're going to have to play really. You know, I mean, in this, you're going to have to play your A game. You're going to expect to go get wins in the SEC, especially in the West. You know, I mean, you look at every week in this league. You know, I mean, from top to bottom, from first to seventh in the SEC West is a razor thin margin, I think. In the quality of the teams.
Good. Perfect. Thank you.
Good deal.